Hello and welcome to this EzyFox tutorial. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to design our database for the chat application and also how to set up our chat channel. In the previous video, we have successfully get all the users from our server and then display it in a list. And also we can select any users. And now I'm going to show you how our chat application database is designed. Okay, here it is. So in our chat application, we have 4 tables in total. One is the channel with the field channel ID only, and we have already had the user table with the username and password fields. And I'll be dealing with the message table in the next video. So in today's video, I'll show you how to set up the channel for our chat application. But first, you can imagine a channel is like a chat room, and each chat room or each channel can contain multiple users. So to do that, we'll create an additional table, namely user channel, and it will have the username and channel ID. So each pair of username and channel ID will determine a unique ID of the user channel table. Okay, so now I'm gonna create all this table in my server code. Okay, so let's open the chat tutorial app API. And first of all, I want to create a package called entity. And inside this one, I'll have the chat channel. So I'll have the chat channel table. I also need the chat channel user table. And I also want another class called chat channel user ID because this one have 2 fields. Okay, so let's begin with the chat channel. It will have a data annotation as usual, and because it is a table, it is a collection in the MongoDB database, I'll give it an easy collection annotation. And the chat channel only have one field, which is the ID, and I'll give it easy ID annotation. And in the chat channel user, I need the chat channel user ID first. So this one is not a collection, so I won't give it an easy collection annotation, but it will be easy ID instead. And I also want no arguments constructor and all arguments constructor annotation. This one of course have 2 fields. One is the channel ID and the other one is the user, or user, I call it username. Okay. Alright, let's jump back to the chat channel user. This one I'll give it a data annotation and an easy collection annotation as usual. This one only have one field, which is the chat channel user ID, and I'll give it an easy ID annotation. Very simple. Okay, so now I want to create a Java class, namely chat channel user. So because our database doesn't support like one channel contains multiple users, so I'll create a Java objects instead. So I'll give it a data annotation and all arguments constructor, and most importantly I'll give it an easy object binding so that I can send it back to my my client. Okay, and this one very simple. It will have a long channel ID, of course, and it will have a set of users, protected set string user names. We have a set of usernames. All right, and to communicate with our database, I also want to create some repo, but first I'll create the repo package, and inside this package I'll create an interface, namely chat channel repo, and this one is an easy repository, and it will extend the easy Mongo because we use the MongoDB database. I'll extend the easy Mongo repository with the ID type of long and the, the data type of chat channel. I'll leave it like this for now. I'll create another repo called chat channel user repo. This one should be an interface, and similarly to the chat channel repo, I'll give it an easy repository annotation, and it will extend the easy Mongo repository as well with the ID type of chat channel user ID and the data type of chat channel user. And I need to import this. Okay. And of course, I'll need some services. So the first service is the chat channel service, which is an interface. And I also want to create the chat channel user service, which is an interface as well. I also want to create a package named import, and I'll create two classes. One is the chat channel service import. This one will implement the chat channel user service, chat channel service, sorry. And I'll create another implementation class, which is chat channel user service import. And this one, of course, implement the chat channel user service. All right, there's I have already set up a pretty good boilerplate for my server code. All right, let's open the client-side source code. And first of all, I want to create a request in the socket request.js. I call it get chat channel request. And okay, I'll call it get channel request with a argument users. There is a list of users, and I'll call this does get after send request app command dot get channel, and I'll pass the users to that request. And I need to create a new command, a new app command to be exact, and it will be create property get channel, and it will be string of number 2, right? And whenever, so the logic is when, so I'll do the login first. Oh, I need to start my server. Okay, so let's log in, and the logic I want to implement is whenever I click on a user, I can get a chat channel so that my current user can chat with the selected user here. Okay, so when I click on the test tool, my current user can start chatting with the user test tool. Okay, so when I click on a user item, I can call socket request dot get instant because it is a singleton class, and I can call get channel request with the user dot username. For now, I only select one user, and my chat room only contains 2 users only, but we can extend it to multi-users chat room very easily. Okay, so now I will pass my selected user only, and I'll send it to my server, and the server will use this request in addition to the login user, and it will automatically create a chat room for us. Okay. All right. I also, okay, that's it for now. Let's see if we can handle this request. Where is that? Let's see how can we handle this request in our server side. Okay, so to do that, I need to go back to my chat request controller. So the EasyFox ecosystem gives us a very easy way to do that. So we only need to create a get channel function here with the client argument, right? And this one also have a get channel request. I need to create a class named get channel request. Right? And I'll give this function an easy to handle annotation with the commands of get channel. I create a constant field with the values of 2, exactly the same to my client side command. So I also need to create a request here. Okay, let's collapse all the package, and inside the request package I'll create a class, namely get channel request, and it has only one field, which is the list of users, and it has a data annotation as usual. It is also have an easy object binding. This one is the most important annotation, so that it can serialize the the users, the user from request, and convert it to this Java class. Right, I need to import this class. Right, we are good to go. Let's log that we are received we have received the get channel request. Alright, let's restart my server. Right, everything seems good. Let's open my browser and let's try to log in again. Right, and now when I click on a username, my client will send an app request with the command of to and with the user list of test1, the one that I have just clicked on. Alright, and let's open the server size code. We can see a log here, which is received get channel request. Oh, good. So now I'll implement the logic for this function. Let's stop the server for now. Alright, first of all, I need to get a list of chat channel users, and I call it chat channels. So to get a list of chat channel users from my current client, I need to use the chat channel user service. I'll give it easy auto byte annotation and call it channel user service. Right, and I use this one to get all the channel of my current user, which is the client.getName. I haven't got this function yet, but I'll create that in a second. Okay, let's actually create that. Right, I'll give it this one, I'll call it username, and I have to create that in the implementation as well. Let's implement that methods. Alright, so in the chat channel user service, I need to use the chat channel user repo. Channel user repo with the easy auto by annotation as usual. And this one. First of all, I will get all the channel IDs of the current username. So it will be get channels of user. No, get channels IDs of user, and I'll pass in the username. This one is not long. This one is list. Okay, I need to create this one in the interface. So this one is chat. Okay, I'll create another method here which return a list of long get channel ID keys of user and pass in a username. And of course I need to implement that function. Okay, how can I get all the channel IDs of my current user? So first of all, I'll define a list of chat channel user. Create channel user list. And this one will be the chat channel user repo dot find by user, and I'll give it a username. We haven't got this API in our repo yet, so I create that one. So to communicate, to query the chat channel, the list of chat channel user by a username, I'll use the easy query annotation, and I'll query those chat channel user which have the id.user is equal to the first argument here, which is the username. Okay, it's just that simple. And let's go back to my service implementation. Right, after having the channel user list, I'll create a list of long, namely answer. Alright, so I loop through all the chat channel user in my list. And for each channel user, I'll get that channel ID and add it to my array list. That get ID, and each ID is a pair of channel ID and the username, so I can get the channel ID from the ID. So I can return my answer for now. It's just that simple. Alright, so we got channel IDs, and now from my channel IDs I can get channels of user given a channel, given a list of channel IDs, and I'll pass in the username. Right, we haven't got this function yet, so I'll create another one in my interface. It will return a list of chat channel users as well, with the name of chat get channels of user given a list of channel IDs and a username. Right, but we need to implement that method. So in the get channels by channel IDs, I will define a list of chat channel user, which is equal to channel user repo dot find by channel IDs. Channel IDs. I haven't got this method yet, so I define it. And similarly to what we have done before, this one we have the ID dot channel ID is in my channel ID list, which is the first argument. Alright, so now I have a list of chat channel user. After that, I'll build a map from the user from the channel ID to the list of its associated users. So it will be set of string. Import the set. Import the map class from java.util and I'll call it map for simplicity, and I'll get that from the map channel user list method, and now I will create that method. Right, to build a map from the channel ID to its users, first I'll define a long set string for my answer. This will be a hash map, and for each chat channel user in the list. So if the channel ID, if the current channel ID is not in my map yet, I'll initialize this as with a empty hash set. So we'll use the compute if absent API, the item that get ID that get channel IDs, and this is a empty hash set. So if this key is not in my map, I'll initialize the value for it with an empty hash set. Okay, and now I can get that hash set from my map with the current channel ID, and then I can add the users to my set. So it would be get ID that get username, and I can return the map now. Alright, everything looks good, and now I have already got the map. I'll create a list of chat channel users answer, which is an array list, and I can look through all the channel IDs in my map and my answer. I'll append a new chat channel user with the ID and the map that get ID. Okay, and I can return the answer for now. Okay, now I have successfully built the get channels of user from channel IDs list. Alright, I think we're good to go. Let's go back to my request controller. Now I have already got all the channels associated with my client. I can now serialize the users from my request to a list of users, which is the request that get user. This one is a list, and it might contain some duplicated users, so I use a set of strings to store all the unique users in my request. So it will be a hash set, and the user, I'll create the hash set from the user list. And this one I want to add the client that get name. Okay, so this is the set of all users for my request. So now I want to check if the channel for this set of user exists or not. So to do that, I'll create a boolean channel existed and initialize this with the full value and the channel ID with the initial values of -1. And now I can look through all the channel all the channels associated with my current client. So I'll move through all of them, and for each one I can get the list of users in that channel. So it would be channel users that item that get channel user equal to item that gets username. That will return a set of users in that channel. And now if the set is equal to the set from my request, that would mean the channel that I that that I the channel that I desire already exists. So the channel, if the channel user is equal to the user set, I can know that the channel exists. I will assign the channel existed to true, the channel ID to the item that get channel ID, and I can break the loop. Right, but if the channel doesn't exist, we can create a new one. Then we can create a new one as follow. If so, I'll create a new channel ID by using the channel service new, and I'll call it new channel ID. We have we haven't defined the channel service yet. It's very simple. Chat channel service easy auto byte annotation import that class. And we also haven't got the new channel ID in that service. So I'll create that in my interface. New channel ID. And I might want a save channel. Save channel use with a chat channel argument. And I need to implement these methods in the implementation. So to create a new channel ID, I need a is a chat mark ID service. Mark ID service. We have already created this one before, so this is easy auto byte. This one I need a setter and a easy singleton. Same for the chat channel service. Sorry, for the chat channel user service, I need to add the setter annotation and the easy singleton annotation. Alright, let's go back to my chat service, chat channel service. From here, I can return the marks ID service that increment and get the chat channel. Okay, and with the save channel, I need to use the chat channel repo. And I give it an easy auto by annotation as well. And from here, I can use the channel repo dot save channel. Everything looks good. Okay, let's go back to the chat request controller. I now get a new channel ID. And I can create a chat channel. Because I need to import this one. New chat channel. And I can set the ID to the new channel ID. And I need to create a list of users associated with the new channel. I'll go chat channel user. New channel users. And I can look through all the username in my request and then put them in my array list. So chat channel user, right? This one have in ID of new chat channel user ID with the new channel ID and the given username. And I can add this channel user to my list. Okay, so I need to create a new channel, and I also create some new items for the channel users. Depends on the set of users in my request. And now I can use the channel service to save the channel. new channel. Is that new channel? Channel. And I also need to the chat user service that save channel users with the new channel user. But we haven't got this API yet. So let's create that. And I'll call it channel users for generalization. And I need to implement that in the implementation class. This one is very simple. I can use the chat, the channel user repo and go save channel user. Very simple. And also to initialize the bin for all the repo here, I need to change something in the common module. So let's open the Mongo config that we have created before. Now I would change the space, the package space to the whole com.youngmonkeys. So it can scan both the app, the common, and the plugin module. Okay, so let's restart my server. Oh, I forget. Let's go back to my controller first. I have created a new channel and some new channel users, but I haven't responded anything to my client. Okay, so I want to send back the channel ID to my client. So I'll use the response factory, new object response with the command. Yes, of course, it would be get channel command, and with the prime channel ID, that is which is the one we desire, and I'll give it the channel ID variable, and I'll send it to my client and go execute. Alright, let's restart my server. Okay, let's open the browser and then log in again. Okay, when I click on a user, oh, there is a bug here. It's in my repo. Oh, I forget a code symbol here. Okay, so let's test it again. Right, log in again to test. And now if I click on test one, yes, it successfully sent a app request. It also received a response, but we haven't got any handler for that response. So let's add it now. And let's open the socket proxy. And very simple, I can go setup app that add data handler with the command get channel and with the response app and data, and I can print out the channel ID from the data. it should be channel ID in the bracket equal to the data, and console.log received get channel response and the channel ID. Channel ID equal to channel ID. Okay, let's see if it works or not. Right, I need to log in again. Go to test username. Alright, if I click on the test, you can see the server will send a response with the channel ID equal to 3. And alright, I finished this video here. In the next video, I'll show you how to send a message to a channel. See you in the next video.